All right, gang, we're going to get started here. Hopefully, you're in the right class. This is the hybrid section of Psych 100. This meets on Thursdays at this time, 9:30, 10:45. I'll go through the syllabus with you today. I'll go through the ebook, how to access the ebook, how we're doing our assignments, tests, all that fun stuff, our schedule for the semester, and hopefully get out of here in an hour. We'll see. But I want to make sure everybody understands this fully. Since we only meet once a week, you don't get to see me that often, although you do have access to me through my office hours all week long. I am recording this. If you saw me hit the record button, I am recording this for a couple of reasons. One, it gives you the opportunity to go back if there was something you weren't clear about. You can go and watch that section. Two, if someone, although the class does look quite full, if someone was absent today or they add late, because you can add up until Tuesday, and they missed today, then they can watch the video instead of coming to me and me spending an hour going over everything I just went over with you all, so they can watch the video and get caught up. Okay? This is the only lecture that I will record, and it's just for that purpose. Once we start our regular lectures, you come here to get the notes, and that's about it. Okay? So, before I get into me and who I am, I don't want to take up too much time of this young woman's day. We do have access to, you all have access to, a tutor for your class, for this class, to help you with understanding things for the tests that come up. All right, so before I go into the whole detail, I'll let Olivia come up, talk to you for a minute or two, whatever, or half hour, whatever. And then I'll let her go on to her ways, and then you're mine the rest of the way. So Olivia, come on.
I don't think anyone would enjoy that too much. Hi guys, I'm your tutor. I know you might be thinking, why do I really need a tutor for Psych 100? I get that. If you ever do have questions though, I have drop-in hours in Wayne, room 400 on Tuesdays from 1 to 3. You don't need to email me or anything, just pop in. If you missed class and you just need clarification on something, can't re-lecture, but I can give you clarification. And any other time, if you ever need to access me, that's going to be on your D2L, and you can just email me and we can meet one-on-one, and nobody has to know you came. So if you're embarrassed about asking for help, don't worry about it. No one will ever know. That's really it. Thanks.
Okay.
Well, that's really
That was
it.
quick. Thank you. So, yes, so Olivia took this class last semester, not with me, but she took this class last semester, so she's been through what you're going through. Although you didn't have a hybrid class, right?
No.
So they met 3 times a week. Yeah.
Yes.
They met 3 times a week. So and she did very well. That's why she's allowed to be a peer tutor. So I highly recommend, if you have some questions about this and you want some understanding, and my office hours aren't conducive for you, contact Olivia. She could help. And if you still need clarification, then we'll figure something out to get the same A. All right. So thank you, Olivia. We will move on. Okay. All right, let's get to, well, speaking of my office hours, this is on D12. Now, your D12 is not open yet to you. I will open it during class today so you can access and see everything here. There's a big reason why, because I didn't want you going around, accessing things, looking at things that you're not going to understand and then mess something up. But that's me. I'm Steve Uhlenbrock. Students call me Mr. U. I have 2 master's degrees, one in exercise and sports psychology from Temple, and one in psychology right here from Westchester University. I've been here a dozen years or so. I started out teaching down on South Campus in exercise psychology, taught a lot of exercise science classes. For the past 9 years or so, I've been teaching up here on North Campus too, Started out teaching this intro to psych class about 9 years ago, and for the past 6 or 7 years, I've been teaching positive psychology, which is much smaller than this, only 80 people in the class. But that's one of the main classes that I teach. So I am up here more often than I am on South Campus. That's why my office hours, you see, Mondays, 11 to 12, South Campus, starts at Becker Room 311. It's on the 3rd floor. Now, I know some people that are North Campus people have a hard time figuring out where South Campus is. I had it last semester. People wanted to see me, and they're like, how do I get to South Campus? There's a bus. You can get it right outside of Wayne Hall, on Church Street, somewhere else, I don't know. It takes you right, make sure you get the one for South Campus. The Express is probably the best. Drops you right off at that building, and I'm on the 3rd floor. I teach there Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, 10 to 10:50, so I have my office hours there at 11. And then Tuesdays, the rest of the time, I'm in Wayne Hall, right down across from Sykes. Wayne Hall, room 528. 9:30 to 10:30 on Tuesday, 3 to 4 on Tuesday. And then on Thursday, after this class, from 11 to 12, and then again from 3 to 4. And if those hours aren't convenient for you, let me know. If I can make it where I can still be here and come see you, we'll figure something out where we can both get together. All right? On to the good stuff, the syllabus. Now, I usually like to walk around when I teach, but if I walk too far away from my laptop, it's not going to record my voice. So people who are missing are not going to be able to hear what I'm saying. So today I'll be stationary as possible, and I don't usually use this microphone. All right, so the syllabus. So you see the office hours and stuff, etc. there. My email address, sulenbrock@wcupa.edu. Use that when you want to contact me. When you do email me, please let me know that you're in my Psych 100 class. This is the only Psych 100 class I teach, so that's all you have to say. Because I have here, I think there's 249 students in this class. I have 3 sections of my positive psych with over 80 students, and I have exercise science class with 40. It adds up somewhere around 530 students this semester. So if you say, hey, I have a question about the assignment, I don't know which assignment it is. I'm just going to say what class, and then you're going to have to email me again. So if you say, hey, Mr. Yu, I'm in Psych 100. I have a question about Chapter 2 assignment. Then I can answer your question without a problem. Okay? Or I wonder what my grade is for this. Please let me know what class you're in because, again, I'm not going to get to know the names of people in this class because there's so many. I know a couple people who've had me before. I will get to know a few more people who come and see me, but out of 249, it's kind of just a name, which is kind of a bummer. But if you want to get to know me, please come see me. Contact me via phone. I give out my cell phone number. All right, I've been doing it for a dozen years since I've been here. I don't have a particular office phone because I have a couple of different offices. The only way that you contact me is through the department secretary. Then they have to give me a message, and then I have to contact you. So I've been giving out my cell phone for 12 years. It has never been an issue. I hope it's still not an issue. Don't be texting me dirty pictures and bad messages and all that kind of stuff. You can text me if you have a question about stuff. Our tests are going to be online, and if you have a question about a test question, the fastest way to get in touch with me is just quick send me a text instead of emailing me. You could do that too, and then I can respond right away. Okay. If whatever reason, doesn't matter, day or night, you can text me, you can call me. In the middle of the night, my phone is silenced. Do not disturb. It's not even near me. It won't bother me. It won't wake me. It won't wake anybody. I'll leave a message and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. In the evening time, just so you know, Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm here. Actually, Tuesdays I'm here till about 8:30 at night. Thursdays till about 7-ish. I have a class till 7:10. Once I go home those days, I'm done. All right. And Monday, Wednesday, Friday, after dinner, I like to have family time. It's something that I have a value for is family time. So if you text me or email me or call me, unless it's really urgent, I'll get back to you the next day as soon as I can. If it's a yes/no question and I can see it, I'll respond. But if I have to get up from spending time with my family and moving on to my computer and looking things up, it's probably not going to happen because, again, I value my family time and I'll take care of it as soon as I can the next morning. And I'm really good with that, getting back to you as soon as possible. I never let things go too long, okay? Now, I did have a situation once where I was going out somewhere, it was at night, and a student emailed me a question while I was driving, apparently, because I didn't get it before I left. And by the time I got to the place, which was only 20, 25 minutes away, I walk into this place and I get a text from the student saying, hey, I emailed you half an hour ago. You didn't respond, so I'm texting you. I say, all right. Be patient. I will get to you as soon as I can. All right. Emails, blah, blah, blah. Textbook. Our book is an online version. There's no hard copy book. I'll go through that with you shortly. If for some reason you don't like the electronic version, you can go to the bookstore, talk to them, tell them you're in this class. They work something out with you because there's this thing called inclusive access, which we'll talk about, where your text and the whole electronic system of McGraw-Hill Connect system, the charge for your book has been billed into your tuition. So you've already paid for this textbook. So you don't have to actually go there and pay for a full version of a book. It might be a little bit because it's a hard copy, but you don't have to pay for this class. It's something they started last semester because the problem was, like, the book is like, I forget what it costs, $100 or so, maybe more. And in the beginning of the semester, a lot of students have financial difficulties paying for tuition. They didn't get their loan yet. So they weren't able to start doing homework assignments, whether it's this class or some of the other classes, and they were getting behind. So the bookstore worked this out with McGraw-Hill and I don't know who else to have this inclusive access where it's automatically billed to your tuition, so you have access to it starting today. And you can start doing the assignments and being on the ball and all that kind of stuff. And if for some reason, after today, you decide you want to drop the class, when you withdraw, they will refund you that money from your tuition. Okay? Required technology, you do need to have some kind of laptop, computer, tablet, or whatever to do the homework assignments. You don't need it for class, in class, but you do need it to do the homework assignment because it's all electronic. It's all on their website. You might be able to do it on your cell phone, but I highly doubt it. Not clearly anyway. So hopefully you have some access to that, or you can use the library or one of the computer labs and stuff like this. All right, registration, we'll talk about that in a minute. Class format, all right, this is a hybrid class, like I said in the beginning. We only meet once a week. This is it, 9:30 to 10:45. It is regularly a class like the tutor, Olivia. She took it 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday for 50 minutes. I used to teach this class as a Tuesday, Thursday, twice a week, 9:30 to 10:45. But because there are so many students in this school these days, they made a hybrid section for this class on Thursdays, and there's a different class that comes here on Tuesdays. So I'm not able to, in person, give you all of the lectures. So half of your lectures, if not, probably not quite half your lectures, will be online. Okay, video lectures. PowerPoints, you're not going to be seeing my face, and I hate that. When your professor's face is in the middle of your video and stuff like that, that freaks me out. But you will have probably about 6 lectures that are videos, like YouTube videos, that are posted on D2L already that you can watch anytime you want. And the nice thing about them is when they're just simply online like that, they're not 75 minutes long because there's no interaction, there's no questions, and I can just zip through the material. Some of them are as short as 25 minutes. Some of them go about an hour because there's a lot of material, but they're probably mostly around the 30, 35-minute mark. It's better than sitting in class for 75 minutes. But also because it is a hybrid class, you have homework. Some of the assignments will take you about 15 or 20 minutes to do each week, all right, besides coming to class. Last semester, I could show you the information last semester, how well students did. Matter of fact, maybe I will. See if I can pull that up. So here's the final grades for last semester. Same exact kind of class as this. 233 students. Start with the bad news, 5 failed. And the reason why they failed was a couple. 1, they didn't come to class. 2, there's some students who just don't come and they don't withdraw. So you have to give them a grade so they get an F. But look at this. 187 out of the 233 got a full A. Another 11, an A minus. So that's basically 200 out of 233 getting an A minus in this class. That's got to be over 90%. I don't know the math, but that's over 90%. So even though when I go through this stuff, it may seem like a lot of information, maybe a lot of work, it's not a lot of work. There's a lot of different short things. You come to class, you do those easy assignments, you'll get an A. All right? The data is right there. All right. Back to this. So the assignments on Connect, it's the McGraw-Hill site. They're not going to take 30 to 45 minutes long. I shortened them. They used to take 30 to 45 minutes long. I shortened them up. But they'll probably take you, one of them, for every chapter there's this assignment that's an interactive assignment where they ask a question, you answer it. If you get it wrong, they'll come back and ask you that question again. If you get it right, they move on. That one will take you anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes. Then I do a couple of multiple choice questions where there may be 4 or 5. That'll take you a couple of minutes to do those. So they'll take you like 5 minutes to do. So it won't take you that long. And here's the really nice thing that I decided to do last semester. Every assignment for the entire semester is available for you starting once class is over today. So if you're one of those go-get-em kind of people and you want to do all the homework for the whole semester in this weekend, you're bored, it's like, oh, it's the first weekend being back to school. I don't want to go out and have fun. I want to stay in and study. And you want to do that? You can get all the homework done for the entire semester. And all you have to do is come to class, take notes, and take the 4 tests. And you're done. I had students do that, not quite the first weekend, but I had students finish the entire semester within the first month of class last semester. And of course, they were the ones who definitely got A's in the class. But it's that easy. It doesn't take a lot of time. So, come mid-semester, towards the end of the semester, you have assignments due from all these other classes. If you bang out this stuff, that's one less thing you have to do and you have to worry about. And you know how good you're doing in the class already. All right. D2L, you definitely need D2L. You need to be accessed there. You need to set up the alerts on D2L, where when a professor, whether it's my class or another class, when they post an announcement, you get a notification, whether it's an email or a text message, however you get the notification, is sent to you that something, and it'll tell you what the announcement is, because it's important. And you may see that I may change something or I may add something to make sure you get it done. Or a reminder about a test to be done. Or an assignment that's due, that type of stuff. And it could possibly be that, I woke up in the morning and I slipped and fell and I, like my friend a couple weeks ago, broke his foot. I won't be able to come to class that Thursday. If it happened in the morning, I'd let you know. So you need to stay in tune with your D2L and email. All right. Course description in a nutshell. This is intro to psychology. This is not in-depth psychology. I want to cover the basics of psychology, background of psychology, a little bit of the history of psychology, not a lot, just touching on it. I'm going to talk a little bit about social psychology, a little bit about health psychology, a little bit about positive psychology, a little bit about abnormal psychology. Just surface level stuff. I mean, we only have 15 weeks to cover this stuff. So when we get into those chapters, and you see I don't go into great depth, there's not time to do that. But if you really like that topic, we do have classes on abnormal psych, social psych, health psych, positive psych, all those other things, etc. You get a lot more in-depth information there. So don't get upset that I'm not going into a ton of detail, because that's not the way this class is meant to be. It's just to give you an intro to what the psychology is about. And if you like more information, you can go to other classes. Attendance. I have to take attendance. I'm mandated to take attendance. Now, obviously, I don't do roll call here. That would take the whole class. So what I do for attendance is every day starting next week, not today, I put a question. It's a quiz, one question quiz on D2L. And about, depending on the time, sometimes I do it about 10:30, 10:15, whatever. I will ask you the question, and the question basically is like, what is the word of the day? And I will tell you what the word of the day is, and you'll fill it in, and you'll get it right. This way, people who are not here are not going to know what the word of the day is, and they can't just go online and answer the question. All right? So you will need to bring a laptop, tablet, or cell phone where you can access D2L during class at some point. Okay? And if that is an issue, if you don't have a smartphone or you can access D2L or a tablet or laptop or whatever, just come see me after class and we'll talk about that. But I do need to take attendance because it's a whole Title IX thing, and attendance and tuition and all that kind of stuff. Now, you see up here in red, attendance is required. You're allowed 3 unexcused absences, just missing class for whatever reason. Now, when we go through the semester outline, you see how many classes we actually meet. 3 is a lot. 3 is a lot of classes. You're allowed 3 for whatever reason in the world. An excused absence is if you have a team function, which happens a lot. You belong to a team, you belong to the band, you belong to cheerleading, you belong to some organization or some club, and there's a conference, and you get me a letter from your coach or department chair or whatever, if it's a conference that you're going to, that's excused. If you are in the hospital or you have a medical excuse that you have a doctor's note for, that is excused. If you feel sick, tell me, Mr. I can't go to class today. If you don't get a doctor's note, it's not excused. If I excuse that, I could have everybody say I had a stomach ache today, and what's legit and what's not, I don't know. So after you go past the 3 unexcused absences, for each one after that, there's half a letter grade deduction. And that is why when you saw some of those people fail, that is why some of those people failed, because they just didn't come to class. And when you get to a certain point, to the 3, I will email you and say, hey, just a reminder, you're at 3 absences. And I do have an attendance thing that I have on D2L. And when you are absent, I'll mark down that you are absent and make a comment saying, hey, this is your first absence or your absence today, an unexcused absence, reminder, 3, you're allowed 3. After that, you get a deduction. I don't like doing that, but I have to. What else? Oh yeah, when I do that question of the day, I give you 3 points, sometimes more if we do. Sometimes I'll ask some questions. We'll do some interactive questions and make sure you're understanding material. I give extra points for that. But your attendance points, I give you extra credit for that. So you get 3 points extra credit every day you come to class that you get the attendance question. I'm assuming you'll get the attendance question right because I'll say the word of the day is, today I may say rain. And everybody, can't get that wrong unless you put sunshine down. And then you're just being funny and you're losing 3 points. So you get extra credit points for being here. I had it last semester. If you are a good student, you want to pay attention to this. If you're a good student, you come to class, every class, you get the extra credit points. We start off the semester with an extra credit assignment worth 15 points, I believe. If you do well in the tests, 90 or above. I've had, I don't know how many students, a good number of students last semester that did not have to take the final test because they already had an A in the class. They already had enough points earned where they did not have to take the final test. Wouldn't that be awesome? You don't have to study for a final. The way I do my grades is based on points. 1,000 points. I offer you more than 1,000 with extra credit and extra credit and your normal credit. If you earn 930 points before the final test, no sense in taking the final test. An A is an A. 93 is the same as 100. It's an A. So you don't have to take the final test. So I tell you that today, so if you are highly motivated, you will do the assignments and do them right, you do them on time, and you want to take the final test. And I'll tell you, I'll make sure that you know. And at the end of the semester, I'll go through everything and say, you've earned enough points, you don't have to take the final test. Congratulations, got an A. That's awesome. Okay. Exams, 4 tests. Exams, 4 tests, whatever you want to call it. Nothing cumulative. So you'll know what chapters are for each test. I'll go through that in a minute when we go through the semester outline. But once you take a test on certain material, you don't have to worry about that for the next test. Research requirement. Part of this class is that you are required to participate in some form of research for the university psychology department. Now, I'm going to go through step by step what you have to do. If for some reason you don't want to participate in a research assignment, there is an alternative. I'll go through that with you today too. But part of this class, the experience of learning, because we're going to learn about what experiments are and variables and statistics and all these other things. Being part of an experiment, and they're simple, they're not anything behavioral oriented or anything like that. In fact, my wife's going to be doing a study this semester having to do with social media. So I know a lot of students are interested in that. So and if you participate in that study alone, you have to get 2 units worth or 2 points, whatever they call it, worth. That'll give you your credit for research. But there's going to be other ones, multiple ones, all semester long that will be posted, and we'll talk about that today. We'll probably talk about that every class. I probably start every class with going over research to make sure that everybody gets involved in that. Grading, we already talked about that. How to calculate your grade. So we have 4 tests and break them down to 4 modules. The first modules, chapter 1, 2, and 4. We don't cover chapter 3. Chapter 1, 2, and 4. All the homework assignments total up to 150 points, and the test is 100 points. That's 250 points. So 4 modules, 250 points each, adds up to 1,000 points. And then, like I said, your attendance points are all extra credit. There will be an assignment that I give you that's extra credit. I will be giving you an activity, a talk that you could go to this semester for extra credit. So if you add all that up, some people are going to be not taking the final, which is awesome. Other extra credit. At the end of the semester, I do offer some kind of paper, research kind of paper for students who did do work, didn't quite do as well as they wanted to on the tests. Some people have a hard time taking tests. They have test anxiety or whatever. I understand that. I know a lot of students have that. So I'll give you the opportunity to do an extra credit assignment for maybe 20 points, something like that. But to qualify for extra credit, you have to attend class, and you're allowed to miss 3 classes, no more. If you miss more than that, you have to do the regular credit in order to get extra credit. That's my philosophy. If you don't do the regular credit, how can I give you extra credit? You're not putting the effort forth. Do all the homework assignments and labs on time. You're allowed to miss 4 assignments. So out of all the assignments you miss, I'm giving you a break. You can still miss 4 assignments and still do extra credit. And then take all the tests on time when scheduled. You can't miss a test. All right? Can't miss a test. I had one semester, it wasn't this class. It was a spring semester. I gave a test on the Tuesday. It was a Tuesday-Thursday class, the Tuesday before spring break. And there was only like 30 people in the class. And one of the students didn't show up for the test. So I'm figuring, all right, he's sick. He'll email me, whatever. He didn't email me. So I figured, all right, Thursday, I'll see him. He'll come to me and tell me what happened. He wasn't there Thursday. He gets a 0 on the test. Comes back from spring break. He sees me. He says, hey, Mr. Yu, I didn't take that last test. I was like, I know. What happened? He's like, man, I was fried. I had to take break early. I needed 2 weeks off. I was like, really? He's like, yeah, for real. I said, guess what? Your test is 0. He's like, for real? I was like, yeah, for real. You don't just skip a test because you're fried. Guess what? You're all going to be fried at some point this semester. Me too. Not to the end. All right. So the rest of this stuff, y'all can read. I can't go through all this stuff. It's all the basic stuff that we have to put on all the syllabi. Just make sure you take a look if you have any questions about any of that stuff. All right. So the semester outline is the next important thing here. This tells you, and you don't have to print it out, but I would look at it, access it when you can. It tells you exactly what we're covering, when we're covering it, when tests are, etc. All right, so you see today, intro, syllabus review, connect discussion. Next Tuesday, we start chapter 1. So if it's in white, we're doing it here in class. If it's in yellow, you're doing it on your own. So Tuesday, we're doing chapter 1, or Thursday, we're doing chapter 1 in class. Chapter 2 is one of those online, it's only 25 minutes long, online lectures. And chapter 4 on Thursday, February 7th. Now, the Sunday after that, which would be 8th, 9th, 10th, February 10th, Sunday, February 10th by 11:59 p.m., all the homeworks for chapter 1, 2, and 4 are due. Okay, so you don't have to have chapter 1 due by next Thursday. You have till the Sunday before the test. All right, and like I said, all of them for all the chapters are open right now. You can access them and do them now. But the first test you have to have done by, and you'll see the due dates online when we get there, by February 10th. Our test is Thursday, February 14th, Valentine's Day. Sorry, gang. We will not meet for the test. The test is online. You access it, and I'll show you how to access it when the time comes. But the test is online. It is open note. It's not open friend, but it's open note test. It's another reason why 90-some% of students get an A. You come to class, you take the notes. I ask the questions, chapter 1 questions first, so you have your chapter 1 notes by you. Once you figure out we're done chapter 1, put them aside. I go to chapter 2. Ask chapter 2 questions, done that, chapter 4. So you can take the test anywhere you want. As long as you have an internet connection, as long as you have a good Wi-Fi connection, it's not going to space out on you. And it's somewhat quiet where you're not going to be disturbed with a bunch of people interrupting you and that kind of stuff there. So you can come here and take it if you want, but you don't have to. You go to the library, you can just take it in your dorm. You can go to Jamaica and take it, as long as you have the right time frame and you have the access. It will be available from 9:30 to 10:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's not like you have all day to take it. It's during, and the reason why I do it during our class time is because now I know everybody is available at this time to take the test. If I did it some other time, if I actually lectured during that time and not everybody's available, because you have class, you work, you have organizations and clubs that you belong to. So I know you're available from 9:30 to 10:45 on Thursday. That's when the test is. So 3 of the tests are during class time. So that's, like I said, you're allowed 3 absences. There's 3 of the classes that you don't even have to worry about. And then Thursday, 21st of February, normally we meet and we have online or in-class lecture. But I'm out of town that day. So that lecture will be online too, so you don't have to come in that day either. And I'll remind you ahead of time. So you're actually not going to see me for a couple of weeks there. Don't be sad. You're not going to see me for a couple of weeks unless you come to my office. Then you see the 28th we have class, lecture. And then you have your test online right before spring break. And if you want to go to spring break early and you want to go down to Mexico, take your spring break on Thursday, that's fine. As long as you take your test from 9:30 to 10:45, you're good to go. Take a break from the partying. Say, oh, you know what? Put the margarita on hold. I have a test I have to take at 9:30. Take the test, then go back to your margaritas. Those of you who are of age. Otherwise, it's your Shirley Temples. Okay. So then you see the rest of the semester, what's all that kind of stuff there. And then the last test is during finals period. It's May 9th from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. It covers 4 chapters. It's the longest test that we have. You do have 2 hours to take it. And again, that is not here in class. You can't come to the class to take the test because another class will be in here. The Tuesday class will be in here taking a written test. I chose not to do written tests for this class for 2 reasons. One, handing out 240 tests is going to take a while, right? And everybody's sitting next to each, and it's not fair I start handing out tests over here, the people back there, it's going to take me 5-10 minutes to get to them. It's not fair to them. Plus, it's an intro class. It's 100 class. You don't have to memorize this information. Know it for the test. Have your notes here. You're good to go. All right. Any questions about that? All right. Next, for your notes, under content, you will see, as you scroll down here, Test 1, Notes and Assignments. Click on that. Chapter 1 Notes. Download this. If you've had me before, you know how I do my tests, my notes. They are all PowerPoint, outline, fill-in-the-blank notes. So that is slide 4. You see there's blanks. When I do the lecture, you'll have the regular PowerPoint up there. The blanks will be filled in with words that are in red. So the first blank is psychology. Psychology is the scientific study of behavior and mental processes. So you'll see the word psychology in red, and you know on your notes to fill that in. So if you like to do paper notes, what you do is, and all the notes for the whole semester are already online, so you can download or print them out. Get a 3-ring binder or something, bring that to class. You don't need like a spiral book or whatever. This is all you need for your notes. Print them out, bring them to class, and it is a great study guide because the information is in bullet form, so when you're covering a test, it's easy for you to see. You got the bold headings there and all that kind of stuff. It's easy for you to go down and follow, so when you see a test question on definition of psychology, you're like, oh, there it is. Piece of cake. Those who have difficulty with online tests take too many notes. I had a student in here once who not only did my notes, but went through the readings and took pages and pages of their own notes. And then when it came test time, was looking through their pages and mine. They didn't have time to take the test. They couldn't finish the test. If you do the assignments and you do my notes, you'll be golden. So the nice thing about this is, for some reason, if you have to step out of class, you see these blanks here. You have to go to the bathroom, or let's say you get a phone call that you have to take. You don't take it in class. You step out of class, take it, or a text you have to answer, go out of class and take it. Come out, you say, oh, I missed slide 12 and 13. You come back in, ask your neighbor, hey, when we're done class, can I get the notes for 12 and 13? You just fill in those blanks. You got it. Or you come down to me after class or during my office hours, say, hey, I missed a couple of slides. I'll show you them. If you miss a day, you have one of these absences, whether it's excused or not, you miss a day, and you miss a chapter, you can either get it from someone in class, a friend or whatever. It's easy, just fill in those notes. Or you come see me. I'll give you my PowerPoint to look at during my office hours. I'm not going to email you PowerPoints. I don't do that. But if you come see me, open it up on my laptop, you go through it, fill in the blanks and all that kind of stuff there. Okay? So you want to make sure you have the notes printed out before the classes so you can take them easier. If you don't bring the notes to class, then you're going to be sitting here writing a bunch of stuff down in a notebook and regular notebook. It's going to take you a lot longer. All right. There's that. Okay. Back to important information. Your research requirement. I mentioned that in the syllabus. Let's take a look at it. I'm not going to read this to you fully, but you have to earn 2 units of research. There are some studies that you participate in that are short, that'll take you like 10 minutes. That's 1 unit. Some are a little bit longer. A unit is up to an hour. If you participate in something more than an hour, you'll get 2 units. Now you can do one long study that may take you an hour, hour and a half, whatever, and get the full 2 units. I get reports. I have access electronically. I will know who has earned their credits. And do me a favor, do not wait until May to do this, because it's going to be too late. Now, the studies aren't online yet. Give them a week or so to get everything set up. They have to meet with their students, their research students, and get things set. As soon as studies are available, I will let you know. I look at this research site every week, a couple of times a week, to make sure that there are things available for you all to access. When you go to do research, to sign up for research, it gives you a link here to stuff to jump on. Let's see if it'll work here. All right, so to request access, I have to fill out the information. No. I don't want that. I'm already registered. Departments, colleges. I'll give you a shortcut of this, but so you go to the psychology department. I'll give you a link to all this, but you'll see. Where is it? You'll see I'm having technical difficulties. Where is it? Come on, Steve. Do this again. There we go. All right, finally. I will give you the link to this, but signing up for Psych 100 research. Click on that link. You're on the student side. So first you click on this, Psych 100 research. It tells you exactly what I have printed out, 2 units, etc. If for some reason you're like, you know what, I don't want to be in a study. I don't want them messing with my brain. They're not going to mess with your brain, but some people think that. I don't want to take time for that. I don't want to, deal with that. You do the alternative research assignment. So you click on that, and it tells you exactly what you have to do. There are no links on this page, but it tells you you have to do 2 articles, 1 point or 1 unit for each article. You do a reference, title of the article, name of the journal, blah, 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 photocopy of the abstract, and then you do a 1-page, double-spaced, that's not a lot, summary of the article. Now, it's not Psychology Today magazine. It's not something you read on social media, psychology says, blah, 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 this. It is a journal from the library. You have 2 ways of accessing it. You can actually go to the library. I know that's hard to do. But you can go to the library. It's the building where Starbucks is. It's above it. Or you go to the library's website, find the journal article, and find a study that you like. So if you don't want to participate in a study, you could do that. Or you could do 1 unit of research study and 1 article. Still 2 points. But what I need you all to do is, everybody, request your Sona account. You're going to click on here. Now you have to log in. I'm not logged in. You're going to click on here. It's going to ask you name, information, all that fun stuff. You're going to hit request account. They will give you a number. When you go to request the account, you have to register for this class. That's how they do keep it organized. You're going to look, you're going to see Psych 100-03 Eulenbrock. That's me. Click on that. If you register for the wrong class, they're going to give you your credit, but it's going to go to Dr. Shivday or Dartnell or whoever, and they're going to be like, who's this Joe Smith? And I'm going to see that you didn't participate, and I'm going to give you 0, and you're not going to get a grade. If you don't participate in the study, if you don't do your 2 units worth of study, you don't get a grade in the class. Even though you may have 100 points, 100%. If you don't do the participation, you get a 0, or you get a no grade. Again, last semester, some of those who failed didn't participate, and they got the no grade. All right. What else? Then once they give you the login code for Sona, then you can log in and you can access and look and see what all the studies are. So that's that. Next, come on. Inclusive access, you can look at that information. That basically what I told you about, where it's automatically built to your account and all that kind of stuff. Inclusive access registration. I'm going to show you how to register for this class. What I'm going to do is show you a short 3-minute video, and while we're doing the video, if you want to register for the class, you can do it now. So I'm going to open up access to D2L now. All right, so you should be able to access and see Psych 100 available. All you have to do is get into the class at this point, and then you'll see what we have to do in a second. This is pretty much the last thing we're going to do today, if it opens. All right. One other thing after this. What's going on here? Open. Inclusive access. Video. Why is it not here? Here it is. It's not good when you don't have a good internet connection when you're doing an online class. There it is, finally.
McGraw-Hill Education. I'm here to tell you a little more about Connect, one of the resources that made great. I'll also provide some great tips.
Why are we not getting sound? This is a major bummer. What is going on here? Try something else.
To make it through your first term. So what can Connect do for you? Well, for me, it helped me achieve the best grades possible with
Stop. All right, gang. It's going to take us more than I thought. See if it works on my cell phone. First, you don't succeed. Try again.
Hey everyone, my name is Sophia and I'm a student ambassador with McGraw-Hill Education. I'm here to tell you a little more about Connect, one of the resources that may be required for this course and part of your grade. I'll also provide some great tips to make it through your first term. So what can Connect do for you? Well, for me, it helped me achieve the best grades possible with the limited time I had to study. It created personalized study guides that saved me time and were available
The limited time I had to study.
anytime, anywhere. Connect also helps you focus on the material you need to know most and creates effective and efficient study time that may help you earn a better grade. Time to get registered. I'll walk you through the process. It's super quick and easy. By the way, it's great that you're registering now. Students who have access to their course materials on the first day of class actually perform better than those who don't. So, let's get started.
Your course participates in an inclusive access program, meaning you'll have access to your materials on the first day of class without being prompted for payment during registration. To get started, log into your D2L account and select the appropriate course. Then navigate to the content area where your instructor has placed Connect assignments. Click on your first assignment to begin. Then
Okay, so your first assignment, I believe you will see mandatory. Let me take a look at this. First assignment under, let me get it here. Does everybody see mandatory first assignment? If my internet would work, I would be very happy. Okay, if you scroll down where you see Test 1, Notes and Assignments, after Materials, you see the chapter Notes. You go scroll down under General, you'll see Mandatory First Assignment. So click on that, and then we'll go back to this video.
and click Launch if prompted. Enter in your email address It's always a best practice to use your school email address so that all of your courses are in one account. And
You must use your Westchester email address for this. It's the only way it will sync.
click Begin. If you already have an account under that email address, it will prompt you for a password. You'll also have the option to reset your password if you need to. Otherwise, it will take you to the account information page where you can create a new account. You'll need to enter in your email address again, create a password. The password parameters are right here in case you need to reference it. Enter in your first name and your last name. Set up a security question in case you need to reset your password. If you would like to receive text notifications, you can enter in your mobile number here. Agree to the terms, and then click Continue. Next, you will receive a confirmation.
Okay, is everybody done? Anybody have any issues with this at this point? Yep. It's not loading. Yeah, for some reason the Wi-Fi here isn't the greatest today. That's why mine's not working. Yeah, you have Wi-Fi. Try figuring out this. All right, so once you get to this part, that's good. You see that yellow book? It's not that one there. It has an orange on the front. It says Experience Psychology, right? There you go. Experience Psychology. Does it have my name on there somewhere? No. Okay. Not yet. So then confirm that that's the class.
Of your access to the course. Click Confirm, and now it will confirm you're successfully registered. Click Go to Connect to continue.
Thanks for registering. Should you need any
So that will get you registered, and let me get this back online. So that will get you registered for the course. That first assignment says mandatory first assignment. There are questions. There's a few questions there. I want you to look at it. I'll give you an idea. This is my view of Connect. It's different than yours. So if I was to click on so mandatory first assignment, when I click on that, if I look at it as a student, look at that, it's 4 students in progress. Now make sure you get the 15 points for it. You have to answer the question. So you're going to look at this, watch that short video, scroll, and then all you do is check that. And then you go to the next. There's 4 questions. Once you submit that, you'll get 15 points. It's 15 points extra credit. If you did it wrong the first time, this assignment you can do multiple times. The other assignments, when you see a Learn Smart assignment, the way I have these abbreviated on D2L, you see 1-homework, Learn Smart. LS is Learn Smart. This is the interactive one that will take about 10 minutes to do or so. When you click on that, again, it's going to come to the launch page. You're going to click Launch. I'm not going to wait for that. So I'll click on here, preview it. This is your perspective. Now I want you to know one thing. This you have to pay attention to because there will be questions if you don't. When you open this up, sometimes it opens up to the first chapter of the reading. You click on that, it becomes darker. And you're like, hey, I just wanted to do the assignment. You should read the chapter first. It makes it doing it much easier. But if you go down to the bottom left corner and you see the word practice, for some reason, it's a stupid name. I've told them they should make it say assignment, not practice. But this is your assignment. You click on this and you'll see the first question. You see on the bottom here it says 40 items. So critical thinking is a blank process involving engaging with ideas and not settling for simple answers. So you're going to come up with an answer. Put down whether you know it or not. Hey, I got it right. Woohoo! So now you see it's green checked and it's okay, and the thing goes down to 39 items left. Now it asks you the next question. If I just put something in there, put whatever, I got it wrong. Okay. It's going to tell me what the right answer is, empirical. Now what it does, this is important if you want to get 100%. It's going to take that question, even though you got it wrong, it's going to take that question and ask it again a little bit later on. If you get it wrong again, it's going to ask you again and say, you know what, maybe you should read. And it gives you a link, says here's the part of the chapter that has that information. As long as you keep trying and eventually you get it right, it's going to delete all of the wrong answers and you'll get 100%. So you can't not get 100% if you continue to go through all of that. We still have 5 minutes, gang. Hold on. I want to make sure you know all the information here. The next thing, the last thing. The other short assignments look like this. You see there's 10 questions worth 10 points. It's just simple multiple choice questions. You go through that, make sure you submit it, you get your 10 points. Piece of cake. Again, Chapter 1, we're doing lecture notes on Thursday next week. You have until Sunday before the first test. The due dates are all listed on D2L. Starts now, is due February 10th, 11:59. All of the homework assignments for the first test are not due until Sunday, 11:59. This way you have it done before you take the test and you know the material. All right? I apologize for the bad internet connection taking us too long to get through some of this stuff. It's just the way it is. I will see you all next Thursday. If you have any questions, I'll hang out for a few, and I'll be in my office.